Hello everyone, it's Iveoma, your guide to Nigeria, and today I am speaking to Eno.
Hello.
We're speaking about how he's expanding his American-based drone company in Nigeria, and all over Africa actually. All of this is coming up. Please make sure to like, comment below. Those are amazing ways to support my channel. Thank you. Eno, can you tell us about your drone company?
Yes, so we are actually a two-part company. We have a commercial services organization called Global Air Media, and then we also have the Global Air Drone Academy, which focuses on training and education in the drone space. So we got started in 2015, and actually my inspiration for the company came right from here in Nigeria. I had seen a drone being used at a public event.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria, in Akwa Ibom State, which is where my family is from. And I was just very fascinated, with the technology, even more fascinated that someone was being paid, to operate the drone. So I went back to see,
You went back where?
To the States, to US. Baltimore, Maryland is where I was born. And I started to do a lot of research, on the industry. And once I saw all the different industries that were using drones, from agriculture to construction, oil and gas, you name it, the entrepreneur in me said, this is possible. So I knew that.
2015.
In 2015, yeah. So that's when I made my decision to get into the industry. And from there, we got licensed in the States to operate, commercially and to be able to sell, our services. I got an opportunity to expand, which is what's pretty much what we've been doing, over the past couple of years. Of course, now we're here in Nigeria, but it's definitely been an exciting journey.
Yeah, well, it sounds exciting. I actually met Eno for the first time at my meetup in December.
Yep.
And you were talking to was it a Nigerian representative of the American embassy about something? You were closing some deal before my meeting.
Sure.
So let's talk about that. How did you build your relationship?
Yes. So the U.S. State Department, of course, they oversee all the different embassies around the world. So every country that we have diplomatic relationships with, we have an embassy. And that embassy does more than just, process visas and rescue, Americans when they're in trouble. They, are there to actually support and help American businesses expand, in that country. So they have different resources that allow you to do that. One of which is a grants program where, if you're a nonprofit organization, you can apply, and depending on, who your demographic is and, what your program is supposed to accomplish, they will give you money, to perform, a grant. So we've done plenty of workshops, in the past. But then for nonprofit organizations, for commercial businesses, they have other tools and like business matchmaking services to help you promote your business in that country as well.
Can you talk about business matchmaking services? Because I remember you brought it up before, and I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. So, for instance, they as in the U.S. embassies all over, they have a program called the Gold Key program.
And that's what you're doing now?
Yes. We're in the midst of that right now. And essentially, you pay a fee. It's a relatively small fee, all things considered, with the amount of meetings that you're able to get. But depending on who...
Do you remember how much the fee is?
It is about $900.
Oh, it's worth it.
Yeah. So
it's worth it.
Definitely.
That's like a token amount.
Exactly. So the result is you can request meetings with, the Ministry of whoever. I mean, education or whatever you want to work with, whatever your business is geared towards. They will act as, your liaison, to these, companies. So of course, anyone coming from the U.S. Embassy is credible. And that will definitely help open doors for your business.
So wait, so you have to have a registered business in the U.S.?
Yeah, registered and functioning business.
And functioning. For how many years, do you know? Or
typically for anything like this, I mean, even if you're going to go international, I would suggest at least 2 years, 2 to 3 years of at least some type of, track record.
So you had at least 2 years. Well, you had more than 2 years when you came.
Yeah.
So you had that 2 years of track record of that you were a legitimate business, running your drone company in the U.S., making money, and so that's what you submitted in order to become a part of this program.
Definitely. Okay. So they want to know, what have you done, essentially, and
are you real?
Yeah. Are you real? Are you registered?
Yeah.
And you just tell them the program that you want to do in the country.
So how has being registered in the U.S. helped you here though?
Tremendously. When we talk about, in particular, drone regulations, they're
so strict in Nigeria.
Very strict and
expensive.
Very expensive, and still needs to be developed, further. But because we are licensed and registered in the U.S. by the FAA, which is the Federal Aviation Administration, that has essential precedence, over the licensing, here. So that has definitely helped us, to be able to function and as a full scale, business. But also, being able to, have that experience of, what it's like to do business, in the States, and some of the things that we have in place and the processes, and you're able to apply that experience, here, in Nigeria. So, we've definitely been building up, to this point. I mean, obviously from the name Global Air Drone Academy, we knew that we wanted to be global. Yeah, every country is different. You have to know kind of how to navigate. And the reason I'm actually here on ground is because, that presence is needed to make sure that the business is able to grow.
Yeah. When did you move to Nigeria?
So I officially made the move in late October of 2020. So,
wow, newbie.
So I'm still a little new, but I've been traveling back and forth for years. But I've only stayed, a couple weeks, a month. I think my longest time was probably close to 2 months. But this is my longest time here. So
that makes sense.
Definitely.
What is your advice for other American companies that want to enter the Nigerian market? They want to move back. Many of us who are running companies, we're returnees, right? And you want to move back, but you're like, how can I transition my American company to Nigeria? Sure.
So I would say two things. Especially any business, can, grow and thrive here. But of course, there's a lot of people, here. So you want to be doing something that's innovative and unique in a way. And this could be in a traditional industry, but definitely something that's going to, stand out. And, when you're deciding to, work with the embassy or the State Department, just make sure you have a solid foundation. That's definitely something they're going to, look for. What programs have you done before? Do you have reports, to show what you've done? Of course, your financials, should be in order. And just make sure you have the experience before you, go to expand. Another thing that I would suggest is, of course, it's a very digital, world that we're in. So having, an e-commerce kind of element to your income or, your business also definitely helps as well, because obviously at that point you could be anywhere in the world and doing business. So I know a lot of people who are transitioning, to that. So there's definitely ways to innovate your business and be ready.
Be ready to expand in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's say I want to reach out to the U.S. Embassy. How do I do it?
Yes, so depending on which state you're in the U.S., this falls under the U.S. Commercial Service. So each state has their own representative who will connect you. Well, it's pretty much like an intake, kind of process. They find out about your business, what you do, your countries of interest. And then they will, connect you with some of the representatives at the embassy through the Gold Key, service. So that's not the only thing you can do. There are other type of programs that you can choose to do, with them. But definitely, each state has their own representative under the U.S. Commercial Service. So,
I feel like I'm today years old But I didn't know any of this.
Sure, yeah.
Until you just said it right now.
No, definitely. And
I don't think a lot of people know this.
No, they don't. I was brand new to it, just 3 years ago. So they're here as a resource. Like their job is to help US business expand. Yeah, definitely. That's what they're here to do.
So you reached out to your state rep, and then they connected. They told you more about everything.
Yeah. So my I guess introduction was it was kind of before then. I was actually speaking at an event in DC, and a representative from the State Department just happened to be there. And after the event, he came up and said, "Hey, I like your business. You sound like you're doing some nice innovative work. We have a program called the U.S. Speakers Program, where you have the opportunity to go across the world and talk about your different businesses and how you can relate to the people on ground." So
wait, are you serious?
Yeah. So I was invited to go to like Kyrgyzstan and Turkmenistan, which is in like Central Asia.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah. To talk about drones and just do like a drone workshop.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What year was this?
2017. Yeah.
Okay, so then when you took advantage of that program, you did a good job. Then they started telling you about
the system,
other stuff.
And then I said, "Hey, I'm in Nigeria often. Can you connect me to the embassy on ground?" And of course, that's just an email. And,
it's nothing.
So
that's so cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of definitely been something that's been developing over time.
Let's talk about all the contests that you're doing. Okay, so he does a lot of contests. Like you were telling me about a contest you did in Kenya, and so tell us more about that.
So we run sort of like a business competition where you're able to pitch, a drone business idea to a panel of judges.
Okay.
And at the end, you're able to win. Typically, it's like a physical drone that you can now use to start your business. So we've actually done it officially in Zambia and Nigeria here. And since it's been during, COVID times, each of the competitions have been virtual.
Okay.
But essentially, we put out a call for applications.
How many people applied?
Here in Nigeria, we had 965 applications. Yeah. From every state in Nigeria as well. So it was really, really cool just to see
the interest.
Yeah, the interest from all ages. I mean, it was open from 16 to 30 ages. But yeah, just to see that level was great. So now we actually have their contact, their information. We send them, resources.
Yeah.
So from those 965, we selected 30 to participate in the week-long boot camp. And each of those 30 had training on how to actually develop a business plan for their drone business. They got feedback, and the top 3 were able to win a drone to start their business.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The cool thing about what you're doing is that you're actually not only just training people. He's not just training Nigerians. You are literally providing a livelihood.
Yeah.
These people who do these drones, if you're really good in Nigeria, you get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like even me when I'm using
You're using a drone pilot.
I hired people for that. Yeah. Like I can't be running around doing that myself.
Exactly.
And I was asking my drone guy, and he's like, yeah, he makes a full-time living from that.
Just drones, yeah.
From drones,
yeah,
and that's it. Mm-hmm. And so that's what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You're really helping Nigerians and other Africans in these contests around Africa, improve their own life. You're giving them a career. Yeah.
It's like a win-win, because not only can we, support our own selves, through funding and other trainings, that we run, but we're actually helping people, to start a new career or really, the crux of everything is, there's a big push for STEM, so science, technology, engineering, and math careers, and drone falls, right in line with that. So all these, students, we're pushing them to, towards STEM careers. So drone is a way to really, coach them and inspire them into pursuing a STEM career. So.
Wow. I didn't even think of it like that. That's amazing.
Yeah. That's our angle with the educational component in schools.
So you were also with the U.S. Embassy recently. You traveled with them for throughout Nigeria. So can you talk about that?
Yes. So we received a grant to do a series of in-person programs, and we actually did programs in 4 cities, Lagos included, of course, but we also went to Port Harcourt, Uyo, and Calabar. And those are in the South. So this grant was specifically geared towards students and teachers in the South. But what we did was we conducted a series of workshops for both students and teachers, and they were able to learn, of course, about general drone technology, where they're used. Each of the schools actually received this type of drone, which is a DJI Tello drone. It allows you to do photography and video, but also like coding and programming.
It's so small. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, definitely. With it all in, and you use like an app to control it.
Yeah.
So so each school that participated, we received one of those, and then the teachers also had some like professional development training as well. So yeah, it was really good to be on the road, kind of get out there, and especially after the pandemic. It's been tough for us to do anything, in person. So that was, pretty good to get out there. So yeah, that's the type of program that you can do, or that the type of program that the embassy will fund and sponsor, things like that.
Oh, thank you for giving us that example. That's amazing. So can you give an example of some industries that drones are being used?
Yeah, so one of the biggest industries using drones today is agriculture.
Why?
Yeah, so they're doing...
I thought you were going to say another industry. I didn't think agriculture. So I was like, why?
Yeah, okay. So drones are being used in agriculture in 3 ways, actually. One of the ways is spraying crops. So the time it takes to, spray fertilizer or some other like pesticide, not only is it, dangerous to the worker, but it takes a long time, to do that, especially if we have multiple hectares, of land. So drones are substituting that, and not even just one drone, using multiple drones at once to spray the crops. Also to plant seeds into the ground.
Really?
Well. Yeah.
Is that happening in Nigeria?
I would imagine so.
Okay.
I would imagine. Yeah, there's someone experimenting with that now.
Okay.
Definitely the spraying, for sure. The spraying is happening.
Okay.
So
wow.
Yeah, the planting is right next to there. And then you can also do something we call precision agriculture, which uses essentially like a map that tells you where your crops are healthy or not. So there's...
Oh, is it that UV light? Something?
Yeah, there's like a certain infrared type of reading, and then you're able to see like the green areas are more healthy, and then anything that's like yellow or red that's needs attention. So it eliminates the time needed to walk the entire fields. You can pinpoint locations of interest very much faster. Bio
actually was telling me that he took your drone course.
Yeah.
So how can people get trained by you?
Sure. So we are currently running classes right here from our office at Workstation in VI in Lagos. We're also doing some online trainings as well, some virtual live sessions. So depending on which area of drones you want to use, we have like an introductory class called GATA 101. And then we have other, courses for like film and media, or, mapping and surveying, or like agriculture. So just depending on your interest in what you want to learn, we have a course, that you can take. So you can just, visit our website or kind of follow our social media and see when we have the upcoming classes coming. But yeah, there's definitely resources out there. We are, again, working with the NCAA for the final like professional license here.
What's
NCAA, yeah. That is the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority.
Oh, okay.
So the equivalent of the FAA in the States, they're called the NCAA here. Mm-hmm. So they're the ones who issue licensing and everything.
For drones?
For drones, yeah.
So are you trying to change some of these laws and regulations that are going on here?
Definitely. It should be a much simpler process. Of course, right now there's a lot of concern about privacy and security, most of all. But in a way, if we restrict it too much, that can stifle the industry. That stops, growth and innovation. So we need to have, sensible rules in place, of course, but not enough to clamp down, on the industry. The effect of that is, now you have tens of thousands of, drone pilots that are operating, and most likely they're not licensed.
They're definitely not licensed. So let me just tell you that. What they do is they'll hide behind cars and they'll fly it, and everyone's like, where is this drone coming from? Security is running around and they can't find them. That's what's happening.
So you can either continue to go through that, or you can have a system where people can come and get licensed. So one of the things that we're doing is we are helping people to at least register their drones as a recreational aircraft. And what that allows you to do is a few things. I mean, most importantly, you are getting yourself into the system, and you're registering your drone, so they have to know the serial number and things like that. Yeah. But you're not going to be stopped, or you're not going to have your drone seized, or things like that. Really? Yeah.
If you just register it?
Yeah, they have a certificate that they give you of registration, for recreational use.
Wow.
So from there...
How much is the price of that, though?
So it's $10,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to go through that, of course, we can assist you. But yeah, I mean, you have to just kind of, be safe at all times. I mean, even if you never plan to go and get your, license, operate, under safe, guidelines, and that's what we're trying to teach here at the academy.
Okay,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That makes perfect sense. So, do you recommend other people expand their business in Nigeria?
Definitely.
Why?
Well, there is a lot of people here, which means there's a lot of money here.
Starting to see a little taste of money.
So I mean, there's enough to build a market. Like I said, I mean, as long as you study the market and know what the needs are. I mean, of course, there are some industries that are doing well here, as opposed to other ones that could need more support. So just studying the business climate, but there's definitely opportunity, here. Just know kind of what your plan is, and make some connections, on the ground. I mean, I wouldn't have made the decision to move here unless I had things, in place, like the, relationship with the embassy, connections that I had been building just from traveling here. So I didn't just kind of decide, hey, I'm just going to kind of show up. I said, I'm going to do it once it's right. And I definitely felt like it was the right time to do it.
Okay. It's very interesting. So is there anything else you would like to add?
Check us out on our website and social media. You can find us at globalairDroneacademy.org. Our Instagram is gada.ng, gada.ng. And shoot us a message if you're interested in programming or training, or even to purchase a drone. Let us know, and we'll help you out.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for breaking down how an American company can expand to Nigeria.
Definitely.
I definitely appreciate that. I know my audience definitely appreciates the breakdown.
Awesome.
So remember, everyone, if you ever want to return to Nigeria, you can. My interview series is definitely helping with that. So thank you again for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Bye now.
See you.